All right, why is this blank? Hello, everyone. Trying to figure out why my screen is blank. Let's see. Good evening. Good evening. Not showing my live video. So let's go to Facebook. I don't know why YouTube takes a long time to show. I have no idea why my camera's blank. Y'all see me? No. Let's try to get my camera's off for some reason. Let me see. Stop cam. All right, start cam. All right, running into technical problems as always. BK, what's up, brother? Yeah, like, subscribe while we waiting on this technical issues. Figure yourself out here. So y'all can't see me, right? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Oh, okay, I see why. I see why. Okay, you see me, but I can't see me because I got this background still on. So I'm gonna take that off. Un momento, por favor. The virtual background still going. Boom. All right, now I can see me. All right, welcome. It's too low. Don't need this. All right, welcome everybody, and this is Reggie Williams. I am the first half of the Power Block. So, let's see, I'm gonna try to clean up my little area. Nothing. I literally just got in from Skills USA, so I'm gonna talk about that. It's an hour away from where I live. I'm in Lawrenceville. It was in downtown Atlanta at the World Congress Center. I can't wait to talk about that. So let's get the formalities out the way. So the Power Block. So if you're new to the block, 3 YouTube channels, 1 powerful block of Appliance Industry Talk. I broadcast on 3 platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook group, and my Facebook group, which is Appliance Repair Community, supported by Encompass, and LinkedIn. So we got a sneeze coming. It went away. All right. So I am Reggie, your Encompass rep. Next at 7:30, there's a link in my description, a link tree, and you hop over to Mona Sims SSG Appliance Academy. After that, you go over to the OG Mike Sneed with Appliance Bootcamp, and the link is excuse me. There you go, snuck up on me. The link is in the link tree description. So let's get to it, because today we're going to talk about selling the repair. All right. Before we get to that, what is this I'm wearing? So Encompass is a supporter of Skills USA. We are on the board. I am the representative. And so Skills USA is a competition. And so at high school and post-secondary school level, I can't have a bad habit of calling them kids, right? Because I'm 45, so anybody 10 years younger than me, 10 years and younger, I call kids. I don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, these are high school kids and adults that my glasses off. Glare bothers me. That compete. So they compete at their local level on with their skilled trade, and then they go on to states, and then they go to the nationals, which is happening now in Atlanta, Georgia. The World Congress Center is huge, man. I mean, if anybody don't, now if you came to Encompass Open House, actually I do need my glasses to read the comments. If you came to the Encompass open house and saw how huge our warehouse is, the World Congress Center probably could fit 3 or 4 different Encompasses inside that place. It's huge. So we have. So I'm a judge, and Tim Burdick is there. He's on the committee too. A lot of other guys, some of our customers, a lot of the manufacturer reps are there too. So it was nice chopping them up with those guys today. Was able to make some relationships and schedule some of those guys to come out. So if you stay tuned on Monday's show, Lockring will be on the show. Lockring, so the new way of doing seal systems. So the Lockring rep will be on the show talking about Lockring. So yeah, I mean, so this place, I wish I had time to share I want to share my pictures. This thing will show. I'm gonna be a little try to rig it, see if it works. I doubt it. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to share my pictures on my Facebook group. You'll see them on the Facebook group. But this place is huge, man. Let's see if this works. Does that work? No, you can't see it. Maybe. But so yeah, so we got machines out there. Yeah, look at the Facebook group. Check out my Facebook group, and you'll see. I'll share the Skills USA, what's going on out at the event. So today was setup day, and place is huge. A lot going on. There's airplane mechanics. There's auto mechanics. There's like a one area with like at least 20 cars with the hoods up, and they have a staging area. There's a motorcycle repair, and they got like at least like 20 bikes set up in a row with stations next to them where the competition is going to be done. I'd have loved something like this in high school. But anyway, we got a lot of content to go over. Y'all just look at Facebook. Look at my Facebook group to see pictures that I'll post about the Skills USA. So let's go to screen share real quick, so y'all can see the group. Go on the screen share. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps with algorithms. Boom. And here, so this is the Facebook group. So Appliance Repair Community Network, supported by Encompass. Put that in the group search. When you're searching for a group, and come join us, and I'll share my pictures of the Skills USA event in videos. All right. So there we go. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into selling. I don't think I forgot anything else. No. Let's get into selling the job. All right. So I got a nice little PowerPoint with a few pictures. I get a chance to set up the way I wanted to. So hang on, let's go. Man, I am doing this. I'm so hacking this up. I'm sure there's a smooth transition for this, but I'm about to do it the best way I know how. All right, PowerPoint. Boom. Boom. And of course, that picture is not showing. So here we go. All right, so let me just double check here. So selling the repair, right? So we're gonna try to go from A to Z. If we run out of time, we're gonna do part 2 on Thursday. Let me make sure I can see me. All right, good. So I'm glad you guys can see the PowerPoint. Let me turn my volume down. All right, so my first lesson here. So now, if you're new, let me just go over. I had a decade in the automotive sales. I was salesman in the year 2001, so I know a little bit about selling. I'm currently in part sales with Encompass. I'm the sales rep for Encompass. I also have more than a decade of experience in appliance repair. That was my next transition after the car business. I went to appliance repair and had my own store, and I flip washers and dryers. So I'm sharing my experience with you guys my experience with appliance repair and appliance repair and my sales background. So, first thing when coming to number one, admitting that you're a salesperson, right? People hate the word. If you're trying to talk to your techs about sales, they hate it. Oh, I'm not a salesperson. That's not who I am. That's not. I do repairs. You're a salesperson. Everything you had, anything you ever purchased was sold to you, whether you like it or not. Case in point, I don't buy a lot of candy, but the other day I was in Publix, is a supermarket here, and I bought some peanut butter M&Ms. I love chocolate and peanut butter, right? So I'm usually a Reese's guy, but I'm kind of used to it, so I'm not getting tempted as much anymore. But when I see like a new combination, I was like, "Ooh, peanut butter filled M&Ms," and so I grabbed it. It was in it. It was in the checkout aisle. I grabbed it and I bought it, right? So I was sold that. Now it may not be the typical what you think, sleazy used carsman type of salesman. No, but it was a soft sell because obviously, it was in it was in a checkout aisle, so it was an impulse item, and they could have easily had that in the candy aisle, right? It was there. It was strategic, right? It was an impulse buy in that aisle. At the checkout, because guess what? When you're checking out, what are you doing? You're looking around. You're looking around, right? So I was sold that. So some marketing team knew, hey, a long time ago, because it's been going on forever. That's candy in a checkout aisle in magazines. Somebody said, hey, people are impulsive. They're standing around. We could probably sell these things. Sell low price items, right? They used to be low price. And the pack cost me like I think $2.50. I'm like, man, candy like M&Ms used to be like 75 cents, 50 cents, man. Back in the day. I'm telling my age. So a couple things. You got to do less convincing, more conveying, right? Convincing is you're kind of trying to push a person to do things the way you want them to do it. You don't want to do that. You want to convey your message. So pushing is, hey, you need to go ahead and get a new transmission in this washer because it's going to do this. That's salesman, right? Conveying is more of, well, I recommend a new transmission in your washer because this is not it's not a normal repair for this one, so it's a fluke. So it's not like this transmission may it'll probably just last a little longer, or if the part you're replacing is due to abuse, you're going to say, well, this is it, because you always get that question from the customer, right? Hey, should I fix or get a new one? And so if it's abuse, you can convey that, hey, you might as well go get it fixed because it failed because you kept overloading the washer. So if you change that habit, it'll last a lot longer for you. And so you change your habit, not the you want to convey the message. You want to convey to the customer that what you're trying to talk to them about. What they're doing. Sorry, I'm trying to walk and chew gum at the same time here. So let's go to the next slide. So you want to convince. So these are a couple internal things before we even get to the nuts and bolts of selling. You want to come across as an expert. What does that mean? Who's an expert? Well, right now in Encompass Training Center, we've got brand new technicians going through a 2-week training course, and they're experts. Now, compared to maybe a seasoned technician, no, but compared to a customer who has never repaired a machine ever, right? So basically, I guess the definition I'm saying is they know more than your customer, right? So you want to come across as an expert. So that's important in selling because that gains confidence, right? Because the first thing the customer will do is ask you, hey, what do you think? Right? And what you say after that will identify you as an expert or not. So you definitely want to set yourself as an expert. So know your product knowledge, know the name of some of the parts, some of the basic stuff. It doesn't take much because you fix more machines than your customer have. Even if they fix their own machine, you still fix it. You do this for a living, right? So like the guy that cuts my grass is an expert. I can cut my own grass, but he's cut a lot more grass than I have, and he's in and out in 10 minutes. It takes me about an hour. Know that edging and stuff because my yeah. So Murphy's law when it comes to doing stuff in your own. Um, Another thing. So uh, good good versus bad salesperson. Uh, what do I mean by that? So and this is all customer relations, right? This is everything we're talking about is customer relations, how you're conveying yourself to the customer. And one thing, people, when you talk about being a salesperson, people hate the fact that, they think about the old used car salesperson stereotype, trying to sell ice to an Eskimo. Well, Eskimo doesn't need ice. Sell him something that he needs, right? So your product is important. Um, Good versus bad. So you want to give your customers a good experience as a salesperson. So when you're going to sell your job, the examples here of good salesperson is a good listener, right? Listen to your customer, even though it's something you've already heard. Don't be one of those people that, oh, I know what you're about to say, so I'm gonna tune you out. Excuse me. Um, you want to be a good listener. Listen to your customer. Listen to what they got to say. Even they always try to get a diagnosis, right? Oh, I put a leveler on that thing, and I think it's all balanced because of you're like, well, that has nothing to do with it. Anyway, but in your mind, answer in your mind, but listen to your customer. Uh, Ask questions, right? I say this all the time. When it comes to appliance repair, we are almost like private investigators, right? We're detectives. One thing I hate is when a customer tells me, "Oh, I cleaned it up. I cleaned up the leak for you. I cleaned up the floor." Like, no, you're destroying my crime scene. Don't mess with my crime scene. So you've got ask questions. How long has it been leaking? Is it consistent? That's one of my questions I ask a lot. Customer says, whatever the issue is, oh, it's leaking, or oh, the dryer's not drying. How long has it been doing that? How long is it consistent, right? That's an important question to know, because if it's not consistent, oh, it does it here, it leaks sometimes it doesn't. That's one of the hardest things to repair, because usually you're like, okay, if there's a hole in it somewhere, it's a hole, right? It doesn't self clog or whatever. So ask questions because you're a detective. So ask your customer, and also that goes back to establishing yourself as an expert, right? And even when you ask questions, sometimes you got to explain to the customer a little bit why you're asking them, because they come with their own little, especially when they tell you, oh, it's the heating element, and you start asking questions, and they're like, well, why are you asking these questions? It's the heating element. My plumber told me it was, you know. So just be sure to ask questions. That's something that a good salesperson does. Confidence, right? Now, confidence is, I don't recommend faking confidence. Confidence is something that you have from experience, right? So, most of us that are seasoned technicians can walk in with confidence that we're going to fix it, right? I remember when I first started fixing washers and dryers, I was so like nervous, because I was like, man, you think about everything that can go wrong. But it gave me. I was still confident though. What gave me confidence? I've always thought I do this for a living, and I know way more about this machine than my customer does. Right? It's very rare another uh, appliance repair technician is going to call you to come fix their appliance. And most of us will love that, right? Because we hate working on our own stuff. But that's very, very rare. So confidence is a sign of a good salesperson, and you give your customers peace of mind, right? Being friendly. Now, be careful with that. Don't confuse being friendly with being friends, right? You don't want to talk politics or say something inappropriate or crude humor, especially jokes. Especially people like, oh, customer, they laugh, so it's okay. No, customer laugh right now, But if there's some sort of conflict, or they end up not liking you because something happens, minutes later, they're going to turn that joke against you and say, "Oh, and your technician said this. It was so inappropriate," right? Um, so be friendly, but not friends, right? Stuff you say to your friends that you would. So anyway, be friendly, right? So that means conversation. Don't come in grumpy and just, oh, I'm just here to fix your washer, not here to talk to you. No, you got customers love to talk, right? And be honest, so do we as technicians, because we don't have coworkers, right? There's no water cooler that kick it with. You know, Sometimes you meet people at the parts house. That's it. You come to Compass and you'll see people there. But for the most part, we don't have coworkers. And I know when I first started, I did used to talk to my customers a lot, and then I learned to dial it back a little bit and have more appropriate conversations with my customers. Um, so follow up, right? So what does follow up mean? Follow up is slippery slope now, because you can call and say, "Hey, I'm just following up, make sure everything okay." Yeah, but it's still making a weird noise. Can you come back out? So you do. But most salespeople do not follow up. And follow up means so much to a customer. And follow up doesn't always have to be. So now, this is something I got from the car business. Hey, how's the car? Worst question you can ever ask, because you're gonna. Hey, how's the washer? Worst question that you could ask, because they don't say, "Oh, well, it's still making a weird noise. Can you come back out?" Just follow up and say, "Hey, how you doing? Just calling. When I came out, fixed the machine, and make sure, is the dryer okay? I know you got 5 other appliances in there, because sometimes what happens is other things go wrong. You need me to come back out? Just say a little joke like that and say, "Hey, just want to let you know it's nice meeting you. If you need me again, make sure you lock my number in." So that's follow up. Worst follow up question is, "Hey, how's the washer I fixed?" Worst follow up question you can ask. So you don't want to do that. But you can say something. Like I just said, you can say something like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. And I came out. Make sure you lock this my cell phone number. Lock me in. Let me know if you need me. Or if you work for a company, they'll follow up, right? So if you're an owner, be sure you have some sort of system where maybe your CSR or something like that is following up and say, "Hey, just call in, asking how Reggie was when he came out to fix your washer, and yeah, he's one of our best technicians. I'm glad everything went great. Let us know if you need us again. We're here for you. We know your machine. We know your, so it's different ways of following up." Relentless. So don't take that as a negative. Relentless when this comes to doing what you do, right? Enjoy it. Upsell would be, I'm trying to look at the time. Hang on. A good upsell would be, oh wow, I'm around the time. Jeez, time flies. A good upsell would be relentless. Like, "Hey, I know your dryer's making some noise. Would you want me to check that out too while I'm here?" That's an upsell, right? So let's quickly go through bad salesperson. Over talks the customer. Customer says, "Oh, I think it's the heating on it, because it can't be the heating on it because that's rude," right? You don't want to over talk it. Let them finish. Hey, earn your diagnostic fee. We had that conversation. Earn your diagnostic fee. Be there for a while, and even if it's live, just talking to the customer. Assumes everything is a trait of a bad salesperson. Assuming like, "Oh, it's like that because you overloaded it," you know. So you never say that. I always say, "Oh, it could be possibly from overloading," right? And then I'll say, "Oh, well, I only put half," or, "Well, we don't have any children. It's just me and my wife, and so we don't wash that much." So you never know. You could be wrong, even though it's a symptom of overloading. It could be something else, right? So that, and then sometimes we have our own theories on things as people, as servicers, and so sometimes those theories could be assumptions, right? So careful of that. Timid shows that's the opposite of confident, right? You're like, "Oh, I don't know," or "I think it might be the heat element, but it also could be the fuse." So very indecisive, not knowing, right? You could be, confidence is, yeah, I believe it's the heat element, but let me test it because it could also be a fuse, right? That's confident. Timid is, it could be the heating element, maybe a fuse. I don't know. I've seen, I don't, So confidence, customers love that. Rude, right? See the picture of the poop. That's hilarious. Rude. We all know what rude is. Don't be rude to your customers. And let's talk about rude for a second. Because I think about this all the time when I look at Facebook groups and people go on there and talk about uh, this entitlement. Sometimes we're entitled, right? If you go in there, they're saying, "Oh, it took me 10 minutes to fix this because I spent 10 years learning how to fix it in 10 minutes or whatever," right? That's true, but you still have to give your customers value, right? So don't be all entitled. Don't go in there after fixing them for 10 minutes and be like, "Well, I went to trade school, I did all this so I can learn to do it in 10 minutes. Now pay me my money." That's rude. Excuse me. Say I bring my water today. So that's very rude. So just be careful. Be careful with entitlements. We're doing on time. I'm out of time. All right, and waits for the customer. And give up easily. So you don't want to give up easily. Waits for the customer. I'm not sure what that one would be. Waits for the customer. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could be doing something else while you're waiting, right? Being productive. Gives up easily. You don't want to give up easily. That means like you go in and you think is one thing. Oh, you don't even take it apart, right? Or you get stumped, or you don't call somebody, right? You may have somebody you can call that's experienced that can help you fix it, but stay in the fight, right? I look at it as like a boxing, like I'm a boxer, and it's great. Like Floyd Mayweather, I think he's like 50-0 or something like that, right? But if you're 50-1, 50, I mean, you got guys out there that's like 60-10, and that's almost considered a bad record. Like what? So I think the same thing with repair. Don't give up easily. So that's my time. And so we're going to pick the rest of this back up on Thursday. Let me get to where y'all at so I can see. So we're going to pick this back up on Thursday. So now it's time to go over the Mooney in the middle. So I didn't get a chance to get to the remarks. Terry Electrician, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna read the comments afterwards, but y'all going over to SSG, and I'm out of time, so we'll pick this back up, right? We'll pick this back up. I got a lot of content talking about selling the repair, so this might be a 3-episode. This may be 3 episodes, but we gonna get it in, y'all. So y'all go over to Moni in the middle. Thanks for catching me on the block. This is Reggie, your Encompass rep. Don't forget to go to my Facebook group page to see the Skills USA festivities that's going on this week. And don't forget, lean on your rep.